Welcome back to the Edu series for leadership and management called 7 Habits of Highly Dysfunctional Leaders. The second habit, which I will be talking about, is not doing what you will say you will do. My name is Chaz Jordan, and I'm the Leadership and Management Chair. And not doing what you would say you would do, I really think breaks down into 3 different categories for public works. So, first off, it sounds pretty obvious, right? That leaders should do what they say they do, that people in public works should do what they say they should do. But I want to get it a little bit more focused than that. When talking about this specific habit, we don't want to just look at, did you turn in your receipts on time? Or did you get that memo into your commission? Or when the commission asked you to do something, did you get it done? Those are all big, larger scale things that are important for our jobs and important to public works. However, for leaders, it's the small things that really impact us. The first deals with our communications with the public and with citizens. So, have you ever had a citizen call you and say, hey, this pothole was patched, but it's already popping up. Can you send somebody to take a look at it? And you go, yes, I'll get right on that. You write it down on a sticky note, you put it on your desk, and life happens and you forget that the sticky note is there. That's the first step or the first part of leadership in public works, is you first serve the public. You take that information and they trust in you and give trust in you to go and make sure things happen. So as a public works leader, you're entrusted with this information because they see you as an authority. They see you as somebody that can go and make things happen for them. And we always know public works makes it happen. So the first step is making sure that if you're going to talk to the public and you get that information, that you go and you make it happen. The second is to your staff. So the hardest thing in public works management to do is probably personnel, dealing with a diverse group of people that all work for you and try to put on exceptional service to not only make you look good, but your community as well. Well, the worst way to impact a relationship with your staff is by not fulfilling something that you commit to them to do. I've had a lot of experience with this in my time as a manager. What normally would happen, and again, talking about the small things, I would be working with an employee to work on development of that employee so that their performance would be better. And I would find out that I don't have the time to commit to working with that employee through that process. That's not fulfilling my side of the deal. That's not giving them the time that they need for both of us to work together. And what eventually happens is, again, that trust erodes. They don't look at you as much of an authority or as much of a partner in working towards doing good things. So make sure that you continue to keep up with those obligations with your staff. The third area I want to talk about is with emergency response. And it's kind of out of the bailiwick of the other two because we do it so regularly in public works. It's such a vital part of our culture. But as we continue to grow as first responders, we need to remember that in situations of emergency or disaster, the last thing we want to do is to create the next disaster. And that goes specifically with fulfilling your obligations to not only yourself, to your staff, to your crew, and to your community. There's a military saying that the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. Well, in an emergency situation, especially whether it's a snowstorm up north or a hurricane in Florida or tornadoes in Oklahoma, every single link in that chain needs to be pulling together so that you can actually accomplish something good. And if you, as a public works leader, can't accomplish what you're obligated to, how can you expect your staff to? And then from there on, you create another disaster in your community. So to end habit number 2, to talk about doing what you're going to say you're going to do, make sure that you're the strongest link in the chain. Make sure that you're looking at your entire group and fulfilling your commitments and setting a positive example for your staff. So this has been habit number 2, not doing what you will say you will do, for the 7 Habits of Highly Dysfunctional Leaders, brought to you by the APWA Leadership and Management Committee.